Good morning, children. So, I'm starting the next chapter, that is superposition of waves, interference, and bits. Alright. So, first of all, we have to know what is the superposition principle. Already several times I said, again I am repeating. So, if more than two waves propagate through a medium at the same time, then the resultant displacement of the particle of the medium at any instant is given by the vector sum of the displacement produced by the two waves separately. Understand it? What is the meaning? The statement already I have written, that resultant displacement of each particle of the medium at any instant is equal to the vector sum of the displacement produced by the two waves separately. Just understand it. Suppose one wave is propagating, due to which this is the displacement. Y1 is the displacement of the particle of the medium. Then another wave is propagating, for which the displacement of the particle, let it be Y2. Now, when they are propagating separately. Now, when they are propagating together simultaneously at the same medium, then what will be the resultant displacement of the particle? It will be the vector sum of the two displacement produced by the waves separately. This is known as principle of superposition, and very important concept, concept wise also, exam wise also. So please do learn the statement of principle of superposition. Now, due to superposition of different kind of waves, several phenomena may occur. So, one by one we will learn that. First is interference. So, interference takes place when two progressive waves of same frequency, slightly different amplitude, moving in same direction, superpose on each other, then there will be redistribution of energy among the different points of the medium, and this phenomena is known as interference. Alright, so what is interference? When interference takes place, when two identical waves, they are having everything identical, velocity, frequency, everything same, only their amplitudes are slightly different and they are moving in the same direction, superposed on each other, then what will happen? At certain points of the medium, there will be intensity of light higher, and at certain points you will see intensity of light will be less, minimum. Means what? There will be redistribution of energy among the different points of the medium, and that this phenomena is known as interference. Alright, so you must learn the definition of interference. Now we have to do the analytical treatment of the interference. So if you consider that the first interfering wave, it is given by A1 sine omega t minus kx. Then you see the second interfering wave, it will have a slightly different amplitude, so A2 different, but in this case you see omega means what? 2 pi f, f is the frequency, so frequency same, so they will have same omega, and k is how much? 2 pi by lambda, I hope you can remember. So k is 2 pi by lambda, so lambda is also same, so this k will also be same, but there will be a phase difference. So the second interfering wave is given by this relation, that A2 sine omega t minus kx plus phi, where phi is the phase difference between the two interfering waves. So according to superposition principle, one can write y will be equal to y1 plus y2. So you see, you can write it as A1 sine omega t minus kx plus A2 sine omega t minus kx plus phi. So you see, you may consider this as A, this as B. So you can break it, then you can write it like this. It will be omega t minus kx, and this one you can write A2 sine A plus B. Sine A plus B is sine A cos B plus cos A. A means omega t minus kx into sine phi. Means simply I have broken this omega t minus kx plus phi, sine omega t minus k. I have considered this as A and this as B. So it is sine A plus B. So sine A cos B, then plus cos A sine B. Alright. Now you see, you can take sine omega t minus kx common. So if you take sine omega t minus kx common, then you see what are you getting? A1 plus A2 cos phi. And in this case, you can write A2 cos omega t minus kx and then cos omega t minus kx, and then you can write A2 sin phi together. Alright. Now in this case, just you see here, we have not got this as a single sine function. So as we have not got the single sine function, so we cannot say what will be the amplitude. So let us try to express it in single sine function. So how we can do? Just we assume that A1 plus A2 cos phi, let it be R cos theta. Is that clear? And let us consider A2 sin phi as R sin theta. Okay, this we are assuming. So if you assume this, then you see what are you getting? Y you are getting R sin omega t minus kx cos theta, then plus you are getting R sin theta into cos omega t minus kx. So you see you are getting sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Means you can write it as sin omega t minus kx plus theta. So we have expressed it as a single sine function. So what is the amplitude, resultant amplitude of the wave? It is given by R. Alright, so you see, as we know that intensity of any wave, it is directly proportional to square of the amplitude. So what we have got, that resultant amplitude is R. Now how to get the value of R? If you consider these two equations, let us name it as equation 1 and equation 2. Then you square equation 1 and square equation 2 and then you add it. So what are you getting? You see, on the right side you will get R square sin square theta. R square you can take common and then it will become sin square theta plus cos square theta. And then you are getting, it will be A1 plus A2 cos phi whole square plus A2 sin phi whole square. So you are getting on this side R square and in this side you are getting A1 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi plus A2 square cos square phi plus A2 square sin square phi. So A2 square if you take common, it will be sin square phi plus cos square phi. Sin square phi plus cos square phi is 1. So what is the relation you have got? R square is A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi. So this is the relation we have got. Alright. So resultant amplitude R is given by this relation. So we know that intensity at any point, it is directly proportional to square of the amplitude. So you can write intensity at any point of the medium, it is proportional to R square, means intensity is equal to K into R square. So intensity at any point, it is given by, according to this relation, A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi. So as we know, the value of cos phi, it varies from a minimum of 0 to maximum of plus 1, isn't it? So as cos phi will change, so intensity at every point will not be same, isn't it? So intensity will be maximum when cos phi is maximum and intensity will be minimum when cos phi is minimum. So when the intensities are maximum at any point, then that is known as constructive interference. And when the intensity is minimum at any point, that is known as destructive interference. So we have to learn about that. So you see, when constructive interference will take place? When the intensity is maximum. When the intensity is maximum, when cos phi is maximum. And what is the maximum value of cos phi? Plus 1. And when cos phi will be plus 1? When phi is 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, means even multiple of this pi. Okay, so you can write that phi is equal to 2m pi. Okay, 2m, m may be 0, 1, 2, and when you see m is 0, phi is 0. When m is 1, it will be 2 pi. When m is 2, it will be 4 pi. Means it will 2m always represent a even number. Okay, so it should be even multiple of pi, either 0 or even multiple of pi. So this is the condition for constructive interference. Very important point to remember for exam. Okay, what is the condition for constructive interference? That phase difference between the two interfering waves should be 2m pi, where m is 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. Is that clear? Now, if this is the condition for constructive interference, then you see what is the maximum intensity? It will be given by a1 square plus a2 square 2a1 a2 cos phi is plus 1. Means you can write it as a1 plus a2 whole square. So what is the maximum intensity at any point? It is given by a1 plus a2 whole square. Is that clear? So the maximum intensity is given by a1 plus a2 whole square. So these are the 2 points you are supposed to learn and remember for the numericals as well as for conceptual questions. The next is coming concept of destructive interference. So destructive interference takes place when the intensity is minimum. Intensity minimum when cos phi is minimum, and cos phi minimum means it will become minus 1. Alright. So when cos phi minus 1, then phi should be pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, means even multiple of pi. So you can write phi is equal to 2m minus 1 into pi, where m is equal to 0, 1, 2, so on. So this is the condition for destructive interference. You see when m is 0, then it is becoming, sorry, m is 1, 2, 3, because 0 so it will, so when m is 1, then it will become pi, then when m is 2, then it will become 3 pi, 2 to the 4 minus 1, 3. Okay, so remember that what is the condition for destructive interference? That phi is equal to, if you write 2m plus 1 into pi, then m should be 0, 1, 2. But if you write 2m minus 1 into pi, then it should be, m 0 should not be taken into consideration. It should be m is equal to 1, 2, 3, so on. Is that clear? So that's why sometimes I always prefer, then instead of writing 2m minus 1 pi, you can write 2m plus 1 pi. Okay, means you can write 2m plus 1 pi, then m will be 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. Is that clear? So this is the condition for destructive interference. Again I am writing it here. If you write 2m minus 1 into pi, then m is 1, 2, 3, so on. If you write 2m plus 1 into pi, then m should be 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. Is that clear? And what is the minimum intensity? You see minimum intensity will be a1 square plus a2 square minus 2a1 a2, means it is a1 minus a2 whole square. So this is the expression for the minimum intensity, and this is the condition for destructive interference. Phase difference is 2m pi for constructive interference and 2m minus 1 into pi for destructive interference. Now next is, what are the conditions for sustained interference pattern? Sustained interference pattern means where the minimum intensity is produced, always minimum intensity will be produced there, and the points where maximum intensities are produced, maximum intensity should be produced at that point. What is the condition? That phase difference between two interfering waves should be constant with time. If it varies with time, then what will happen? Now suppose at this point maximum intensity, next moment it will be minimum intensity, and if the change in the intensity occurs within 1/10 seconds, then our eye won't be able to, eye or ear, whatever it is, it will not be able to persist that one. That's why what is the first condition for sustained interference pattern? That phase difference between the two waves must remain constant with time. Alright, and the sources which produce waves of constant phase difference with time are known as coherent sources. Alright, that I am coming, I will write it down. Then second point is amplitude of the two waves should be nearly equal. There should be a difference, but difference should be very small. Then what will happen? If the difference is very small, then the contrast between the maximum and minimum will be more. Alright, so the difference between the two amplitudes should be nearly, the amplitude should be nearly equal. Okay. Then the displacement produced by the two waves should be along the same straight line. Then only no, you can just simply add them. Otherwise vector sum you have to take. So if the displacement are along the same line, then vector sum and scalar sum, they will be the same. Alright. So these are the conditions for sustained interference pattern. Alright. Then the last point you have to know is what are coherent sources. Alright, which the sources which produces waves with constant phase difference with time. Alright, so these are the important points you have to remember regarding the interference. So once again I am summarizing what are the points you have to remember. The statement, learn and remember statement of principle of superposition, statement of interference, condition for sustained interference, and what is the expression for maximum intensity, then condition for destructive interference, what is the expression for minimum intensity, and this is the most important one, condition for sustained interference pattern, and what are the coherent sources. Coherent sources are the sources which produces wave with constant phase difference with time. Thank you, children.